It all happens Wednesday, September 7th, just a couple of weeks away, down here at Jacobs Pavilion at Nautica. You can go to axs.com for the details on the show. A couple of tickets here for caller 10. Good luck. You and a pal will be there. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Alan Cox. He's been asked to leave on multiple occasions.
Get out!
He does that whole, huh? I can't hear you. It's too loud in here thing.
100.7 WMMS.
Speaking of Black Veil Brides, I was reading an article this morning. Andy Biersack is the frontman for Black Veil Brides. They started in Cincinnati, I think. He was calling out their fans for being awful to each other on social media, saying, hey, knock it off, guys. Calling out fans, spewing mean and hateful S-word for poop. I mean, what's going on? He's been around for a while. You think that he would have been aware of this. Maybe it just got too much. He asks their fans to consider the effects of their posts on other people. That's sweet. Listen, there's nothing wrong with trying to get people to maybe focus a little bit more on that. But it's also, it's not naive, but I mean, you know, if you're in that position, and talking to your fans, he's like, listen, man, this is not the, we're out here trying to tell people that you can, rock and roll has always been about community. And he doesn't like people seeing their fans spewing mean things to each other. I'm no saint, but I don't like seeing people using photos of me as their avatar and then spewing awful things to other people. So there's a little bit of self-preservation in it too, because I'm sure it'll come to his attention. You know, sometimes people who are big fans of bands will use a member of that band as their photo, because honestly, a lot of those people, you don't want to see what they actually look like. So they're smart. I've never met a fan who was anything but kind in person, but online, I don't want to see my own face associated with such baseless cruelty and bullying. Boy, speak out. Very fed up with people. Online, Black Veil Brides fans. There are probably some bands who don't care what their fans are doing. I think it has more to do with the fact that they're using his photo.
Yeah, that's probably not
than anything else. Yeah. Hey, guys, just FYI, when you put my photo out there, hey, you can leave us messages still on the After Hours line. It's 216-986-8903.
Alan, Calvin, can't listen to the podcast from yesterday. You guys were talking about the measurement debate of fathoms and leagues. And so I got my Alan Cox Show dictionary out here, and I'm looking for a conversion, maybe not a dictionary. I'm looking for a conversion of fathoms to 3 cars long, deep, and wide to see how big the hole would be that Poundcake would have to dig to save Michael Jackson. Okay, love you, bye.
That is an interesting. Figure out the conversion. Yesterday we were talking about fathoms and leagues and all kinds of nautical measurements, and also, Poundcake went to phantoms.
Poundcake, turn your camera around.
There you go, bud. Hey, Cody, when the line is blue, that means you're talking to him?
No, that means they're calling.
Oh, they're calling.
When it turns orange, it means I'm talking to them.
And then when you put them on hold, I'll see them on hold.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll let you do your thing. I've got some food news here. Something that happened in Columbus. You know, Ryan Dalton told us a story yesterday about a package that came to a neighbor's house or his house or something, and it contained a giant pillow-sized shipment of marijuana. It's like a FedEx box that had been dropped in the neighborhood there, and no one had come to claim it. There's a guy in Columbus who got pot at the bottom of his DoorDash bag. And I don't know what he ordered.
Oh, are we not supposed to do that?
I mean, you do what you want to do, right? I was scared at first, he said, but I wasn't really surprised.
DoorDash, come on.
DoorDash. Yeah, why is nobody picking that up?
They have it in Colorado.
Yeah, they have it in Colorado. You can get weed delivered.
DoorDash, really?
Well, you can get weed delivered in Colorado and Nevada.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
LA, stuff like that.
Places where they have dispensaries every 5 feet.
I still have PTSD from me buying that stupid those
CBD.
Those joints.
CBD
whatever.
joints.
I don't even know.
Only Poundcake would get PTSD from pot.
Because
it's supposed to chill you out, but it gave him post-traumatic stress disorder.
Because I got scammed. I just
You know what's good for that?
pot.
Pot.
I got scammed. So whatever.
I don't think you got scammed. You just didn't ask enough questions.
I did. Because I walked in. I said, "Do you have gummies?" And it said no. So no edibles. I was like, not cookies, not brownies, not anything. And they were like, no. I was like, well, do you have blunts? And they were like, we have these little joints. And I'm like, they look like little matches. I was like, what are these? And
what are those?
Have you tried actually smoke? What'd you do with them?
I smoked them.
Okay.
Well, then what's the problem?
They
Where does the trauma come in?
because they weren't real. It was like a stale
CBD.
cigarette.
Yeah, it was like a CBD probably, or like a hemp. There's probably no THC in it.
Smoke weed
Because-
every day.
That's the one thing that they can't sell
On the strip.
on the
probably.
strip or like in touristy areas. Like you have to go to an actual dispensary or get it delivered.
Like you have to go outside Vegas for the legal hookers.
Whatever.
Did this start with the driver or did this start in the restaurant that I ordered it from? Which makes me question where are these drugs coming from. He would give me my money back and refund me my order if I gave him my entire bag back because he claimed that there was medicine in the bag for his friend. I told him, no, sir, I can't give it back. I just want certain companies like DoorDash or Grubhub want to question what kind of background checks they're taking for their employees and do they really know the people who are working for them?
All right, this guy's a nerd.
By the way, I think it's adorable that this guy thinks that any of these things are doing background checks. They're looking for warm bodies
Also-
to deliver food, to drive you around. That's why those people are considered independent contractors instead of employees. So when something goes south, the company goes, hey, they're not employees. We don't know. Background checks.
And also,
What?
It was a little bit of weed.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, give him back the weed, dude. You don't have to give him the whole order, but you give him back the weed.
Well,
if he
I
messed
mean,
up. But I don't know if I contact the news and be like, "Whoa,
It's a slippery
DoorDash
slope.
thing, I do a background
I
check."
will defer to the benchmark case finders v. keepers and say that this guy,
That's also fine.
if it's in the bottom of the bag, nothing saying he's got to give it back, but like, they should find out their background checks. What?
Also, if they do a background
Background
check
check.
on people delivering DoorDash and weed disqualifies them, guess what?
No one.
DoorDash, Uber Eats, all of it gone.
They fold
You think you're gonna be able to
tomorrow.
get a pizza delivered if they're doing background checks on delivery
At
drivers?
4 in the morning,
Hell no.
all those
No.
people are stoned. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, bro, can I
That's
have a
why they
slice?
like that job, because you can do it while you're smoking weed. Like, it's
Hey, you're driving your car. That's like the fun cliche in movies. In fun movies is the stoner pizza delivery guy. And this Poindexter down in Columbus.
likely they should do background checks.
You know what? I don't know what's happening down there, but should figure it out.
I don't know if my panini was in the right hands.
I'm sure there are stories because I can remember times in college where our pizza delivery guy like showed up and he was cute, so we invited him in and he came and like smoked with us. So I'm sure there's been Uber Eats drivers where like, man, forget this, I'm canceling this next ride.
That's such a
Like,
college thing to do, is
It is.
invite your delivery driver in and get high with him.
oh, he was
These
so
days,
hot.
you're like, thank you, homie. You tip him and he's off
Yeah.
your doorstep.
He was like, well, because we answered the door with stuff in our hands, and he's like, whoa, you guys are partying. And we're like, yeah. He's like, yeah, pizza smell good. Here you go. I was like, you want a slice? He's like, well, I can come and kick it for a
I don't
second."
think I will ever use a food delivery service. Like if I order and I almost never have pizzas delivered. I just go pick them up. It's not that far away. But a pizza, like a guy working for a pizza place, I would be more prone to do that. But like DoorDash and Uber Eats, just these random people that you go, hey, pick up food for me. I just can't see myself using that. I know they're really popular and convenient if you want to pay $25 for fries, but I just can't see myself doing it. The food gets to you. You don't know what condition it's in. It's probably cold. Because we've all been to places and seen the person standing there waiting to pick up the food.
And then they got 4 deliveries along the way.
Yes.
I'll use them every once in a while, but I don't use them that often. I'll usually opt to just go pick stuff up myself if I'm going to do that. But most food, even when you pick it up yourself, it's not great.
It's
by
already
the time you get it
lukewarm.
home. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like just eating at the restaurant's the way to go.
There's a YouTuber in Spain who said that he only eats free things. In his mind, hey, I'm here eating at your restaurant. This is worth a lot of money to you.
Wait. You're the guy that got mad about coupons, and now you're saying this guy, I don't think he's the love of your life. I think he's living the life you want.
I was like, he's an inspiration to me.
There you go. Aspirational, yeah.
No, don't take me on a date and be cheap. But if you want to live a cheap lifestyle, I know that I'm not getting unfair treatment because that's just who you are. So that's all.
Well, he got him banned from YouTube because he went into a restaurant and they wouldn't give him an empanada for free. It cost $2 off the menu, but he said, so he ate it and he goes, you're on my channel. Now, he has 35,000 followers. I guess people can argue as to whether or not that's enough where you think you should be charging people for their promotion.
Well,
there's people with millions of followers who don't do stuff like this.
We have, on the Alan Cox Show YouTube, I think we've got 11,000, and we don't charge
It's all free
anybody.
of charge. It's all gratis.
Yeah. We'll throw an ad on, but that's just because we use a lot of music that has the rights that we don't have the rights to, so they got to make their money.
There you go.
And then I got, 70,000? And yeah, it's not anything like that. I'm not going, well, I got 70,000 YouTube subscribers, so give me this empanada for
it's
$2. I'd be so embarrassed.
Yeah, he should be. It's a great scam you got going if you walk in, you go, I'm doing a live stream here for 3,500 people, and he only eats for free. And they were like, yeah, well, we're not going to give you free food.
It must have worked enough that it was a way to get things, but also, nah.
Yeah, when he goes to leave, the waitress goes, you owe me like $2.50 or whatever. And the guy goes, well, we have a problem then because I have to charge you for this promotion that I've just made for you. And that's going to be about $2,500.
Ugh.
And she's like, we're not going to give you free food.
How many subscribers does he have?
35,000.
Okay.
She's like, we're not going to give you free food. You walked in here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I promote places and show them off, and I'm not going to pay you for that.
But you have to have an agreement. We don't just get to, we don't just have people send us commercials and we go, all right, we're playing these ones today, and we'll send you a bill.
That's what this guy said he was going to do. He said he was going to send the bar an invoice, and YouTube was like, no, we're going to block your channel. So something tells me this guy is going to have to start paying for food.
Oh, no.
Or go to Twitch.
Hey, maybe Poundcake should go on Twitch with that rack. Start playing video games.
You're so rude.
No, you said you had moves.
I do.
Well, okay.
You
So
call me out like that. I'm working on it.
You said it. So get on Twitch. Start playing video games.
I don't want to get on Twitch.
All right.
Got enough stuff to do.
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
What's going on?
What's up, guys?
How are you?
Good. Hey, I was just calling. I'm an ex-DoorDash and Uber driver. You guys had said they don't do the background checks, and they definitely do. I got let go for something that happened 20 years ago.
Ooh, what'd you do?
You did? Really? Well, so wait a second. But if you had the job, then what kind of background check could they have done?
Well, that's what was annoying about it. I worked for DoorDash for about a year. They let me go after the second time they ran my background check. Uber, I worked for them for 2 years, and then they let me go for the same thing, for the background check.
Okay, so but what I'm saying is they didn't do the initial background check didn't keep you from getting a job with them.
Yeah, that's what's confusing about it. Like,
why did they?
Why
did they do a second background check on you?
Well, what they told me, what Uber told me, because DoorDash, I was like, whatever, I still had Uber. But what Uber told me was because they changed the laws in California on background checks.
I see. So they had to start looking for more specific things rather than just a blanket, you know.
I called it trimming the fat. I think there were too many drivers, and they needed a reason to get rid of some.
Huh.
I mean, that's the only reason I could think of. But you know what is an interesting point that you
Uber's
made?
been bleeding money from day one. So this whole trimming the fat thing, it's never been profitable. So I don't know, like, what their whatever. I don't know how that whole thing works. But so what do you do now, Mike? Do you work for another delivery thing or no?
OnlyFans.
No, I'm a union carpenter that by trade. That was just my secondary. But boy, you make some killer money, dude. I was making like $1,500 a week off that on the side.
I understand. My son said he was going to be door dashing there on campus, and he said he was making some bank.
Well, here's what's ironic about the whole thing. I'll go in to pick up orders, and you should see some of the people that are picking up orders. I mean, they look like straight homeless people off the street that stole a car.
Well, that's why I assumed there's no such thing as background checks. They're just looking for warm bodies. They're looking for people with working cars and whatever. So, okay, thank you, Mike. I appreciate the call. There's Mike out in Menor, union carpenter. He's doing man's work. And then you pick up a couple extra ducats here and there, delivering food. That would just make me nervous. I think if I had to do it, I absolutely, obviously would. But I never had a job delivering pizzas, just going up to people's houses and hoping for the best. Here's some food. Do you have money for me? Rather than like them taking the food and slamming the door. And a dog, sick their dog on you. Who wants that? I remember years and years ago, I had to have been in high school when there was a story in the Chicago Tribune about this guy in the suburbs who had been delivering pizzas and then robbing people or something. I don't know what it was. So the police in this particular suburb, wherever it was, they sent in they had a dog that was going to sniff out the perpetrator, but they sent in a decoy, like one of their own guys dressed as a pizza guy. And the dog attacked the wrong guy. The dog, rather than attacking the people at the house, sorry, it wasn't a pizza guy who was ripping people off. It was a house ordering pizzas and then ripping off the drivers, right? So the cops are like, oh, we're going to dress up our guy. You send him in, right? It dresses a pizza guy. And we're going to have a dog that's there too that we're going to use to secure the scene. And the dog, I guess not trained enough or got confused by the food smell. I don't know. The dog attacked the decoy pizza driver and
the dog was doing his best.
Ripping him to shreds.
Know.
Yeah, right.
But also, I feel like they still could have made an arrest. If they did the people try and rob him still?
I don't think it even got to that point.
I don't know why you need to get
or
the
they
dog
slipped
involved.
out the I don't know either. This would have been like 1984, 85, something like this. A long time ago. I was in high school. I don't know.
I feel like if that's the situation, you let them, you take the pizza, let them rob you of whatever it is, and then when they feel like they're comfortable and they got away with it, then you go in and be like, hey, you just robbed us. We were the cops. You're busted.
Swarm.
Yeah, we don't need to bring a dog into this.
Yeah. Also, listen, this is really going to affect Italian restaurants or anybody who likes cooking at home, that one of the current climate change victims, tomatoes. California is the world leader in processing tomatoes. Tomatoes get used in everything. And they are, because of the water crisis, your spaghetti sauce and your tomato-based items are under threat.
How are we going to make the gravy if we got no tomatoes?
Hey! It's a tomato apocalypse. How are we going to deal with this?
Now I got to start gardening because you can't grow tomatoes in California?
How am I going to grow my own food quickly enough to get the tomato?
I'm supposed to live an Alfredo lifestyle now because of the climate? It makes no sense to me.
I'm not an Alfredo guy. Even my Uncle Alfredo isn't in favor of this. He wants something to do with it.
He likes the acidy pasta that you get when you have tomato gravy. He doesn't want Alfredo sauce. It's too creamy.
We picked the wrong year to stop being avocado farmers. We desperately need rain, said Mike Montana, head of the California Tomato Growers Association. They are growers, not showers. That's their mantra. And they said that they're having a very, very hard time. And you're going to see more things like this. You know, I saw that there's farmers in Europe that are destroying their own crops so that they can sell cows because they just don't have enough water to sell their normal crops. They can't get anything to grow. And so they're just like
Cows
torching
it
their
is,
crop.
yeah.
Yeah, cows it is.
This is, what was it? The Interstellar, where they had one of the last working farms.
Right.
And then they had to make the decision to burn a bunch of their crops because it was unsustainable.
Yeah, can't grow. Oof. Anyway, the tomato apocalypse is upon us. Ew, there's your food news. All right, I've got to take a break. If you want to send a text for something, 35192. Our friend Steve Byrne is at Hilarities right around the corner all weekend long. He'll join us around 4:20. And I'll have that trip to Vegas for you a little bit later on. 5 o'clock is going to be the next keyword you'll get to go to our iHeartRadio Music Festival middle of next month. We'll throw you $1,000 in with that as well. So listen for those keywords. And we'll be back after these.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Weekdays on 100.7 WMMS and 24/7